Traveling can be a thrill, but for Black travelers, the world can feel like a mixed bag. While some destinations roll out a warm welcome, others can feel downright hostile. Today, we're diving into 2 lists. 5 countries that truly embrace Black visitors and 5 where the experience can be challenging. Whether you're exploring new destinations or just curious about cultural dynamics worldwide, get ready for a deep dive into both sides of the travel experience. Let's start with the places that prove a warm welcome isn't just a phrase. These are the top 5 countries where Black travelers are celebrated and made to feel genuinely at ease. First on our list, 5. The Philippines. The Philippines might be famous for its stunning beaches and tropical islands, but it's the people here who make it unforgettable for Black travelers. Known as one of the friendliest countries globally, the Filipino community often greets Black visitors with respect and genuine warmth. Many African Americans who visit note that the people are eager to connect and help out, whether it's giving directions or sharing stories. There's a unique reason behind this openness. Since the U.S. had a military presence here, many Filipinos have interacted with African Americans, so the community is generally inclusive and aware. In fact, Black travelers often get called Sista or Brotha, a term of endearment that speaks volumes. While a few travelers mention occasional curious looks, it's usually followed by positive interactions, with Filipinos showing a real interest in knowing more about you. About 80% of Black visitors say they would recommend the Philippines for its friendliness and safety, especially in tourist hotspots like Cebu, Palawan, and Boracay. What aspects of a country make you feel the most comfortable as a Black traveler? Is it the local people, the culture, or something else? Tell us in the comments. For Costa Rica, if Pura Vida is Costa Rica's motto, they live it to the fullest, treating all visitors with kindness and acceptance. This Latin American paradise, especially in areas like Limon Province, is home to a sizable Afro-Caribbean community, making it a natural fit for Black travelers seeking a familiar culture and heritage. Here you'll find Costa Ricans proud of their Afro-Costa Rican population, and they celebrate their contributions through festivals, food, and music. Costa Rica's reputation for peacefulness, inclusivity, and sustainable tourism has attracted people worldwide. As a Black traveler, you can expect locals to be respectful and welcoming. Local guides especially go out of their way to ensure that visitors have an amazing time. Costa Rica's support for anti-discrimination policies also reinforces this acceptance, making it a standout destination for Black travelers seeking a friendly and culturally rich destination. Around 85% of Black travelers rate Costa Rica as friendly or very friendly, with over half mentioning that they felt safe exploring both urban and rural areas. 3. Brazil. Welcome to Brazil, where the rhythm of samba and carnival's colorful parades are deeply intertwined with Afro-Brazilian culture. With the largest population of African descent outside of Africa, Brazil is a cultural powerhouse where Black travelers can instantly feel connected. Cities like Salvador, with its Afro-Brazilian music, dance, and cuisine, offer a homecoming vibe for Black travelers. The warmth of the Brazilian people is unparalleled. Whether you're enjoying a beach day in Rio or exploring historical areas in Salvador, people here are known for their hospitality. Plus, the strong Afro-Brazilian community ensures there's a celebration of Black culture year-round. From traditional candomblé festivals to food and music, Brazil embraces its Afro roots. Nearly 90% of Black travelers say they feel at home in Brazil, with Salvador being the top city where visitors connect with the Afro-Brazilian heritage. 2. Vietnam. Vietnam might surprise you, but this Southeast Asian gem has earned its spot for Black travelers who want a unique and respectful experience. Black travelers often find they're treated differently than other Western tourists, often with a warm and respectful curiosity. In bustling cities like Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, you're likely to get some stares, but they're typically more of admiration or curiosity rather than discomfort. Vietnamese culture respects personal space and privacy, so Black travelers rarely encounter invasive behaviors. In fact, many travelers report positive experiences with locals, especially when exploring outside of the major tourist centers. Vietnam also offers affordable living and travel options, adding to its appeal. And if you're a foodie, the authentic flavors of Vietnamese cuisine are an unforgettable bonus. Over 75% of Black visitors to Vietnam say they feel respected and safe. Cities like Hanoi have growing expat communities where Black travelers often find welcoming faces and opportunities to connect. How do you usually research a destination's friendliness or safety before traveling? Are there any resources you rely on? Tell us in the comments because you too can make a difference. 1. Mexico. Our top spot goes to Mexico, a country that shares not only a border with the US but also a deep cultural connection. Mexico has long been a refuge for African Americans, dating back to times when the country provided safe passage for those escaping oppression. Today, Mexico's diverse and inclusive society continues to welcome Black travelers with warmth and friendliness, especially in popular spots like Mexico City, Playa del Carmen, and Oaxaca. In places like Guadalajara, Black visitors often note how easy it is to blend in, with locals welcoming them as part of the community. Mexico's historical openness has fostered a culture of acceptance, and for many Black travelers, this country feels like a second home. While urban areas offer vibrant nightlife and food scenes, rural areas bring tranquil beaches and a slower pace, all enhanced by the friendliness of the Mexican people. A staggering 95% of Black travelers express feeling welcomed in Mexico. Guadalajara and Mexico City in particular are noted for their inclusive communities and diverse expat populations. Mexico wraps up our list of the most welcoming countries for Black travelers, where the friendliness and cultural acceptance can make any visitor feel right at home. But sadly, not every destination extends this level of warmth and inclusivity. Now, as much as we'd all love to explore the world without worry, the reality is that some countries can present real challenges. From subtle biases to outright hostility, here are 5 places where Black travelers might face a much tougher experience. 5. Russia. Russia, a country famed for its cultural richness and sprawling landscapes, also comes with a dark side for Black travelers. In 2023, there were more than 60 racially motivated recorded, with Black people bearing the brunt of many of these incidents. The country's human rights landscape has struggled to keep pace with modern values, particularly in more rural areas where Black travelers report being subjected to verbal, suspicious stares, and outright hostility. For tourists, it's not uncommon to feel like an outsider, especially outside Moscow or St. Petersburg. While cities are slightly more welcoming, there's still a pervasive feeling that Black visitors are unwelcome in day-to-day interaction. The Russian government has attempted some public awareness campaigns to reduce racism, but for Black visitors, the experience can be far from comfortable. In 2023 alone, over 60 racially motivated targeted Black individuals in Russia. 4. China. China is a major player on the world stage with a deep history and powerful economy. However, Black travelers often find that the country's advancement hasn't erased racial prejudice. In cities like Guangzhou, home to one of China's largest African communities, discrimination against Black people spiked during the pandemic, with evictions and service denials making headlines worldwide. A 2024 report found that 50% of Black expatriates in China had faced discrimination, from being barred entry to restaurants to being outright. Outside major hubs like Beijing and Shanghai, things get even worse. The isolation of rural areas amplifies racial misunderstandings, and many Black travelers report feeling like they're viewed as something alien. While some progress has been made, travelers should be ready for a challenging experience. According to a 2024 report, 50% of African expatriates in China reported experiencing racial discrimination. Are there any countries you're hesitant to visit because of safety concerns? Which ones and what concerns you? Share your thoughts with us down below. 3. Italy. Think Italy is all pizza, art, and romance? That's true, until you face the stark reality of racial bias, especially if you're Black. Despite its appeal, Italy has seen a 35% increase in racially motivated crimes over the past few years. Black travelers often report everything from verbal to outright, particularly in southern Italy, where xenophobia can be more severe. Imagine exploring the streets of Rome only to feel like you're on display or outright unwelcome. This growing hostility is tied to Italy's struggles with immigration and economic instability, which fuels prejudice against African immigrants and, unfortunately, even tourists of African descent. While Black travelers may find some areas of Italy more welcoming, overall the rise in racial incidents makes Italy a challenging destination. Recent reports show that racially motivated crimes in Italy increased by 35%, with Black individuals often targeted. 2. South Korea. South Korea's booming pop culture and high-tech reputation make it a hotspot for tourists. But for Black travelers, the reality can be jarring. In 2023, 55% of Black expatriates in South Korea reported racial discrimination, with incidents ranging from cold stares to outright rejection in stores and taxis. South Korean media perpetuates harmful stereotypes, adding fuel to the fire and creating a hostile environment for Black visitors. While younger generations are more open-minded, deep-rooted biases still exist. Black travelers are often treated as spectacles in public places, leading to discomfort and frustration in a society that prides itself on politeness, yet lacks acceptance of racial diversity. A staggering 55% of Black expatriates in South Korea reported facing racial discrimination in 2023. Did we mention a country that is next on your travel list? Drop a like to let us know. 1. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia might be known for its wealth and historical significance, but when it comes to Black people, the country has a reputation that isn't as shiny. 70% of labor disputes in Saudi Arabia involve Black workers, primarily those in the migrant workforce. This extends beyond just workspaces. Black tourists often find themselves treated with suspicion and even hostility in public places. Racial hierarchies influenced by historical slave trade practices still affect social interactions today. Though Mecca and Medina are more welcoming for all pilgrims, Black visitors may still feel unaccepted in other parts of the kingdom, where restrictive social norms further amplify these challenges. While modernization is happening, Saudi Arabia remains a difficult destination for Black visitors, requiring patience and a lot of caution. A 2023 Human Rights Watch report revealed that 70% of all labor disputes in Saudi Arabia involved Black workers. And there you have it. 5 countries where Black travelers can feel at home and 5 where they might want to proceed with caution. While the world's doors are open, knowing what's behind them can make all the difference in having a positive experience. So, what are your thoughts? Have you visited any of these places, or is there somewhere you'd add to the list? Share your experiences below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe to keep an eye on our adventure tales, and hit the bell for more travel insights. Safe travels!